particular one. And I want to go back to those guys who essentially voted. Let's touch on them. I'll be showing you in the second part of our conversation on exactly how that process went. But then let's dial it back to how the voting process went.
Right.
That from one side, we did see Bomuchomba actually vote no, despite the threats from members of the UDA party, and of which she is a member as well, that indeed anybody who votes against this particular bill will go through party punishment mechanisms. But she stood up and said, in my view, and going by the 90% of the Kenyans were saying, well, we do not like this particular bill, I'm not going to support it because I am representing the voice of the people.
Yes.
But then there is another one also that happened yesterday. We did see what Pasarius in a view also said, I've spoken to a couple of people, I know what the government wants to achieve. Guess what? I'm going to vote yes, despite my party affiliation. In a nutshell, Juma, is that what should be happening?
Mamushomba, you indeed a true representation of the people's interest, and for once that actually are elements of some glimmers of hope. I remember on the case of Abraham, when he was negotiating in the good book about the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah, he was asking if there were 10 people whether that place would be destroyed. If there were 5, he was stubborn, and those who are just a few, it was just Lot. So Lot had to be removed. And Mushomba, if we were supposed to destroy the parliament, I think we need to make up a strategy to remove you from the midst of all these individuals. You have a home in JFP. We've been citizen-centered, and we've worked so hard to make sure that we have leadership which serve the people. Not the leadership that sacrificed the people. They literally sacrificed the people yesterday. We need leadership that fills the people, not the leadership that fleeces the people. Leadership that can think visionary, guided by ideologies, somebody who has a purpose, not tumbocrats who think with their stomach. And we are tired of these individuals who, when it comes to making conscious major decisions, this was not a complex intellectual engagement. Everyone could see and could tell. The manufacturers were out, manufacturer associations were out there. The civil servants were out there. The hustlers, according to their names, they were out there and they spoke. You've been engaging them. All you needed to do is listen. So what actually convinced these other majorities, including the Pasaris you're talking about, we have leaders for hire who can be auctioned and be bought to whichever direction. And these are the dangers that are exposing our political foundation. We envisage a democratic environment which is driven by issues, not personalism and populism. And the danger of populism, populists who always surround themselves with sycophants. These sycophants never think with their brain. They have no vision, they have no purpose except their stomach.
Is that what you read from the Kenya Kwanza side?
This is the challenge within our political system. If you look at the entire legislation assembly, we've never had conscious individuals like Wamushomba who can stand out. Of course, this is our voice is added to 81 who voted against, and then the reasons why they voted against some of them we've seen. Because seriously, how would you even tax an insurance? How would you even tax somebody to death? I've been paid insurance, I'm dead, and still you tax my guys. No, it's absurd looking at the things, and leave alone that. Even in our aspirations to create jobs, that's the desire of everybody. How many, what population do we have who are jobless? We need to create jobs. And you cannot create jobs when you are raising taxes. Because the moment you are raising cost of production, you make these companies, even the emerging ones, have very difficult business terrain, which actually cost us. In 2022 alone, we've closed major 53 companies. Look at Takina Hilton. Why are they closing? Look at their reasons. The Britain pharmaceutical industry, Blackline, where did they go? What are they citing? Difficult economic terrain. Why? Because of taxation. Now here we are, even the few ones who are still resilient, who are still actually standing, you are now adding the nail to the coffin. We can't sit back and watch. This requires informed, sober representation, but what are we treated to? we are treated to one-man syndrome whose intention we don't even know. I don't know whoever is putting the gun on his head to not think consciously. Because if I am the president,
yes,
I should be the president of the people. I should fill my people. I should put my people first, not sacrifice.
If you are the president, would you expect your members of parliament who are aligned to your party to speak your voice? Because essentially, Juma, it was like what the president said. The president has a party,
yes,
where he's a politician,
yes,
so we gotta support him.
I would listen to my people first, even information of the policy. You see, what this president is facing is not a new thing in the global community.
Yes.
Because the globalization is something that is worldwide. And we've seen various best practices making conscious decisions to rescue. And this is why we had concessions and reliefs in various forms. And actually, some people are still doing that. Even the states that they went to during the IMF conference, they are still having social reliefs where money is being sent directly to their citizens. As a social benefit. Others have gone down to, have engaged, like now Israel, they've engaged on reliefs for for economic growth or manufacturing companies. They're putting reliefs on utilities and all other cost of production, so that their companies can continue employing their people, and the people can work freely and enjoy a free economic competitive environment. Even here in Africa, when IMF forced these individuals to abide by certain terms on repaying their debts, Ghana here, even if they are saying negativity about Ghana, but I am proud about their bold movement. Even Ethiopia took the same path, and they took the path of restructuring their debts. But this guy here of ours, he went just stamping because he wants more money.
Yes.
He's been told by September you can access this money if you implement this, and without thinking, just ready and willing to jump at the whims of the outsiders. Here he is trying to please the outsiders, people who have enslaved this economy. These people would want to make profit at any cost, because IMF is a bank. And how do the banks make money? By lending. And a borrower is a slave to the lender. So this guy is subjecting us to external manipulation, yes, which is sacrificing his own citizen, is sacrificing his own country. What we need to do as Kenyan citizens, that is why, Macharia, yes, I would not be rash to accuse Kenyan citizens. Kenyan citizens have always played their part, but normally they are being betrayed, yes, by these political opportunists who can sacrifice the citizen at whatever advantage or gain that they see in their side.